The following is a live presentation in 4K, supposedly, from Retro Sports Network, home of the champions. Good job, Ron. Home of the champions in the past, present, and or future. Why, hi there. My name is Ron Juckett. Can't do much about the flickering. Welcome to the program for this 6th day of March 2024. Brand new camera. It's still me. But it's a brand new camera. We supposedly have better resolution so you can see me. Anyway, we got a doubleheader for you today. This was a requested game. One of these games was requested on this 20th day of May, 1988. And for a quick moment, I thought that this was my senior year of high school, which it was in the second half of the year. We'll get to why I picked California and the Red Sox as we go through the first hour of this doubleheader. The second half of the doubleheader is from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, where it'll be the Oakland A's and the New York Yankees, which is where one midlife crisis was on May 20th, 1988. Too bad he was part of the Charles Barkley School for Juvenile Delinquents in South Philadelphia, born and raised. But in all seriousness, that's where he was, and that's the game he wanted, and so we'll do that for him. But we're going to start with the Angels and the Red Sox from Fenway Park in Boston. The Red Sox are struggling. They're 15-21 coming into this Friday night. They will go with Roger Clemens, which is why I took this game. The Angels are 14-26. They are at the quarter pole. The Red Sox are not quite there yet. They will go with Chuck Finley. And again, as we go on, I'll explain why I thought this was a rather historic game for me. So if you're quite ready, hopefully the new camera isn't flickering too bad as you're watching, and it's at least going to be more stable, and you can look at me in better resolution. Why? I have no idea. So if you're ready, quite ready, I am. It's a doubleheader. It's the Angels and the Red Sox first, followed by me choking on some old popcorn, followed by the A's and the Yankees. Next on Retro Sports Network. As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 1988, a doubleheader from first game being from Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts. It's the Boston Red Sox and the California Angels. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. It is. Well, I did get a camera. I gotta do a hold on here. Both make me look better, John. Both make me look better. All right, let me make sure that I get this one set. I thought you were supposed to be, in wherever you were. Did I get this right? No, we don't want to record. All right. So John gets the second game of the doubleheader because he was there. Now, I said it was the Charles Barkley School for Juvenile Delinquents. What school was it really? Roger Clemens, by the way, gets the call for the Red Sox. He's making his 10th start of the year. 26 years old, throws a hard splitter at 94 and a ground ball pitcher. He is 3-4 on the year with a 2.93 ERA. I believe we did that game against Seattle where he took the 1-0 loss. Won 8 innings on the 14th, 136 pitches, 4 hits. He walked 3 and struck out 6. So overall for Roger, 73 2/3, 64 pitches, 27 runs, 24 earned. He gave up 5 home runs, 17 walks, and 79 strikeouts. And this will be the lineup he'll face for the Angels. It'll be Brian Downing, the DH, will lead off. Buck McLemore will bat second and play second. Wally Joyner at first will go third. Poor old Johnny Ray cleans up in left field. He did drive in 83 in 88, which is pretty good. Chili Davis is in right field. He'll bat fifth. Jack Howell at third will go sixth. Chico Walker in center batting 7th. Butch Weiniger, who was Bob Boone's backup in 88, will bat 8th. And Dick Schofield at short goes 9th. Roger Clemens can go the distance. As you know, he throws out hard fastball at 94. Called it off. Ooh, 4-hour round trip. Your friend from Washington has a bad ankle. And we reconsidered after seeing how much walking around the last couple of days was really tough. Yeah, don't do that. Oh, I wish I had known that. I would have done your game first. Because that's the one you asked for. But enjoy your breakfast wherever you go. So you'll have that coming to you. So we'll explain that when we get to it. So defensively for the Red Sox, Mike Greenwald is a 5 and a 3 in left. Brady Anderson is in center, a 5 and a 9 in right. Todd Benzinger is a 2 and a center, by the way, and Todd Benzinger is a 2 and a 3 in right. It'll be Wade Boggs a 7 at third. Eddie Romero is at short. He's a 3. Marty Barrett a 5 at second. Dwight Evans a 2 at first. Rick Cerrone behind the plate. He's a 7 and a 4. And Clemens is a 3 on the mound with a 9.71 fielding percentage. I can't believe John doesn't want to play that in front of his wife and guests at a breakfast in public, because I tell bad stories about him. Brian Downing coming in at 247, a home run and 10 RBI. The weather is nice here in Boston, 69 degrees, clear skies, and the wind blowing out towards the pike, right to left at 12. And this one will start with a ground ball to the middle. Barrett has it behind the bag over to Evans. 1 out. So Mark McLemore at 277, 2 homers and 17 RBI. He must get traded. He doesn't have that many more at-bats. The Angels, again, at the quarter pole, 14 and 26. And I forget when Donnie Moore took his own life, but the Angels were clearly never right again after the 86 ALCS, and then again after Moore committed suicide. Pitch to McLemore. Mark up the middle. There's Marty Barrett again. Second verse is going to be the same as the first. 2 out. So, yeah, she still blames me for not making it to Old Yankee Stadium, John's wife says. She likes to remind me that I got to enjoy it with your high school girlfriend. Oh, you mean the one we're going to do in Game 2? I got some salt for that wound if you'd like it. Here's Wally Joyner at 308, 4 homers and 17 RBI. Clemens winds and deals. Joyner strikes out. So 1-2-3 inning from Clemens. A 1-2 fastball got him looking. And after half an inning, it's the Angels, nothing. Here come the Red Sox. So Chuck Finley is 26. Throws the splitter, fastball at 88, and a ground ball pitcher. He's 2-2 on the year with a 2.48 ERA, making his 9th start. He will have a losing record in real life and an earned run average of 4.17. But right now, he's 4th in the American League. Big Dave, how are you? And I'm having a good day so far. How about you? He last pitched 5 days ago. Chuck Finley, not Big Dave. In a 1-0 loss in New York. 7 1/3 innings, 102 pitches. 2 hits, a solo homer. He walked 3 and struck out 4. So 54 1/3 for Chuck. 38 hits, 15 runs all earned. He's allowed 3 home runs. He's walked 20 while striking out 26. And here's the Red Sox lineup for you. Marty Barrett will lead off at second. For some ungodly reason, John McNamara has Eddie Romero batting second at short. There's no Ellis Burks in the lineup today either. Wade Boggs will bat third and play third. Dwight Evans cleans up at first. Mike Greenwald and left will bat fifth. No wonder why this team was in such dire straits. Jim Rice, the DH, will go sixth. Todd Benzinger in right field will bat seventh. Rick Cerrone behind the plate will bat eighth. Brady Anderson will bat ninth in center field. And if you're wondering why Anderson over Burks, you got me, because Brady's a lefty and Finley's a lefty on the hill. Chuck can go about 7 innings if all goes well. throw about 110 pitches. Defensively for the Angels, Johnny Ray, a 3 and a 1 in left. Chico Walker, a 3 and a 6 in center. Chili Davis, a 4 and a 9 in right. Jay Howell, a 4 at third. Dick Schofield, an 8 at short. Mark McLemore, a 5 at second. Wally Joyner, a 6 at first. Butch Weiniger, an 8 and 5 behind the plate, so a good defensive replacement for Bob Boone. And Finley is a 3 on the mound with a 967 fielding percentage. Every time Chuck Finley pitches, you chuckle, remembering the beating he took from, what was Tawny Kenton, wasn't it? Wasn't funny, of course, but yeah. I got a good Chuck Finley story. It has nothing to do with her. Marty Barrett is at 291. No homers and 14 RBI. Finley starts his night with a ground ball to Schofield. He throws to first. I will tell. That was the whole point of taking this game. So, when I looked at this, I remembered I had the wrong year. Eddie Romero, by the way, 2 for 9 on the replay. Why John McNamara has him batting second, I have no idea, but he is. So, my senior year of high school was 1989. Pitch to Romero. Popped up, left side, Schofield will grab it, 2 out. And although I did not have a girlfriend, I was asked to the prom and had a nice prom date. And still friends with her. Her mom just passed away, as a matter of fact, which happens to the best of us. And I had such a good time dancing, and it was just dancing, nothing untoward happened afterwards, that 2 days later, going back to school, Wade Boggs, by the way, at 390, that must lead the American League, a home run and 24 RBI, that when we went back to school on that Monday, the bus that I normally rode on, it wasn't the short bus, Gardner, just in case you watch later, had a problem. So my dad had to bring me to school, and he had a diesel Volkswagen Rabbit, which you just could not kill, no matter what you did to it. And they lived on a dirt road and all that. Pitch to Boggs. Wade draws the walk, so I can continue the story. 2 out walk for Boggs. 3-1 fastball just below the knees. Dewey at 289, 4 homers and 17 RBI. So they could put me in the front seat of the Rabbit. And so my back was sore after the prom because I certainly overdid it on the dance floor. The height of Whitesnake. Trust me, I wasn't dancing on Whitesnake's car. And certainly didn't have the body to dance on Whitesnake's car anyway. So I go to turn to face the right way in the seat, and my back gives out. I hear crunchy, crunchy. Long story longer, after 5 hours on a backboard and a trip to the ER, pitch to Evans, runner on first is Boggs, and Dwight draws the walk, so first and second. Nice how the Red Sox are cooperating here. Mike Greenwell at 312, 5 homers and 27 RBI. So 5 hours on the backboard to discover I have a hairline fracture of a vertebra. That week, because that was a Monday, was full of jello because I couldn't eat anything solid because of that particular vertebra. So they put me on a dose of quad strength Advil or ibuprofen and Tylenol with codeine. And if you've ever done codeine, you know that you hallucinate a bit. Pitch to Greenwell, or at least I did. Ground ball up the middle. McLemore goes to Schofield for the easy out, and that'll do it. So the Red Sox will strand 2, no runs, no hits, no errors, and after 1, there's no score. So Ray, Davis, and Howell to face Clemens here in the second. Johnny at 288, a home run and 16 RBI. So flash forward to Friday. And if you've ever had to take codeine for pain, you realize you're hurt, but you just don't care. You just don't care. So we get to Friday night. And Mr. Radio had a good radio in his room. And the Angels are in town to face the Red Sox, much like they are in this game, except for I'm a year early. And so it's Chuck Finley on the mound. And he proceeds to 2 or 3 hit the Red Sox. Absolute domination. But because of what I was on, I hallucinated the entire game. And so instead of it being Chuck Finley that you're picturing in your head, it's Bugs Bunny. You know the cartoon where Bugs winds up and does the pitches? So on that particular night, and I'm 17 years old in May of 1989, Bugs Bunny 3-hits the Boston Red Sox. And so when I saw this pop up, pitch to Ray, by the way, is laced down the line and left. Greenwell has to wait for it. Didn't get a good jump. Johnny's going for 2. The throw to Barrett's going to be close, but Johnny slides under the tag for his 11th double of the year. How about that? So the first hit of the ball game belongs to the Angels. Here's Chili Davis, who I forgot played for the Angels. 279, 5 homers, and 31 RBI. And so when I saw this pop up, because John, midlife crisis, had asked for the Oakland, New York game, I saw Finley and I saw it at Fenway, and for a split second I thought it was that game. But it wasn't. But that's why we're doing this game. So that was a long story. Hope you enjoyed it. Pitch to Chili. Gets away from Cerrone, and Ray's going to move on to third. Pass ball there. It just missed inside, and Cerrone couldn't come up with it. And a full count now to Chili. Ground ball left side, base hit. Ray's going to score, so the Angels are up 1-0. How long was I out of school? I was out a week. And you know, as Jack Howell steps in at 297, 4 homers, and 21 RBI. Once they got me on the cot in the nurse's office, I knew I was going to have to go. Just a week, yep. Well, I was also 3 weeks from graduation from high school, so it wasn't just get it done and out of the way. When I realized that I was going to have to go to the hospital, which was a good 20 minutes trip, the only thing I asked for was don't do it on the class change, because you know how the telephone games work. Lo and behold, the ambulance got there as people were headed to first period class. So here I am, being stretchered out on a backboard. But yeah. So Monday morning in the hospital, I didn't have to stay in the hospital. I was home that afternoon. And they just kept me still for the week. Did I give you Howell's numbers? I think I did. Pitch to Jack. There goes Davis. And that is going to be a throw down to second. And Chili has his first steal of the year. He would steal 9 in real life, and that's his first there. Didn't even look to see what the chances were. So 1 strike count. Howell at the plate. 1-0 Angels. Nobody out here in the top of the second. And Howell draws the walk. So here's Chico Walker. Chico at 0-56, 1 for 18, and the Red Sox are hoping for a ground ball here. They got it, but it's going to go foul on the first base side. All right, John, enjoy your breakfast. Hope you liked the story. So an 0-2 count to Chico. But one of those things that you'll just kind of never forget, Dave. Bugs Bunny throwing a 3-hitter. Pitch to Walker. Struck him out. That's 2 for Clemens. An 0-2 fastball swung on and missed. 1 out for Weiniger. At 189, a home run and 6 RBI. He didn't play that much longer as the backup for Bob Boone. The power of drugs. Yep. Weiniger sends this one into right center. Brady Anderson moving over. And Brady will make the catch for the second out. Davis, will he tag? No, he'll hold in second. I vaguely remember having a conversation with a bus driver who was a friend of mine. Dick Schofield, by the way, 240, a homer and 7 RBI. So one afternoon after his run was done, he came in and we talked for 5 or 10 minutes at some point during that week. So get on the bus that Monday or Tuesday morning the next week, and he quietly asked me, "What were you on?" And again, it was quad strength Advil and Tylenol coating, and that's what I told him. I said, "Well, why do you ask?" He said, "We had one hell of a conversation." Pitch to Schofield. Dickey swings. Ground ball left side. A base hit. Greenwell will pick it up. Davis will... What's he going to do with 2 out? Is he going to hold? Nope, he's going to go home. The throw will go home. And it's going to be late. Bounced in front of Cerrone. The run will score, and it's 2-0. So the Angels get a couple here in the second. Runners on first and second. Opening 9 for Clemens. 38 pitches. Inning and 2/3. 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned. A walk and 2 strikeouts. Downing is 0 for 1. Into left center. Anderson's going to have to run into the alley. That's carrying Brady. Is he going to have enough room? Yes, he does, and that will retire the side. Angels, however, get 2 runs on 3 hits and no errors. And after an inning and a half, it's California 2, Boston nothing. So, Dave, yeah. If my mom is watching later, it'll be Rice, Benzinger, and Cerrone at the plate. Jim Ed at 240, 6 homers, and 21 RBI. She apparently was watching on tape the other day as I was telling the Doobie Brothers story. And so imagine my delight when I saw that she commented on it. Pitch to Rice. Fly ball right field. Davis in the alley. Will make the catch. Good morning, Jeff H. How are you? So here's Benzinger, Todd at 297, 2 homers and 13 RBI. He strikes out. 2-2 curveball, got him looking. 2 out for Cerrone. Rick at 275, no homers and 14 RBI. 1st and 2 on the channel today. And Cerrone draws the walk. So a 3-0 curve miss tying in. 2 out for Anderson. Brady at 229. No homers and 6 RBI. I kind of wonder at this point, I mean, a lefty versus a lefty, why you were sitting Ellis-Burks is beyond me. But if he was on display, he would go to the Orioles soon. Struck him out. Finley got him, and that'll do it. A 1-2 fastball swung on and missed. No runs, no hits, no errors. And after 2, it's the Angels 2, the Red Sox nothing. So McLemore, Joyner, and Ray. Mark is 0 for 1. Mark's got a 12-game hitting streak. The ground ball to second. Barrett's got it. Throws to Evans. 1 out for Wally Joyner, who struck out his first time up. In the right, Benzinger going back, way back, makes off the wall. I thought he had it, but he did not. Joyner chugs into second with a double. And for Wally World, that's his 10th double of the year. Was never the power hitter they thought he was going to be after his rookie year in '86, but still a pretty good player in his own right. Johnny Ray doubled and scored in the second. 2-0 California here in the third. And that's in the left center field. Brady Anderson will pick it up off a hop. Joyner's going to round third and hold. So runners on the corners, 1 out for Chili Davis. And Roger Clemens is pitching like mid-90s Roger and not mid-80s Roger. Davis had that RBI single in the second. 1st and 2nd. Struck him out. 3 for Clemens. Chili chased one out of the zone. 2 out on an 0-2. So here's Howell, who walked. Got him, and he's out of the inning. So the splitter got him, a full count splitter. He swung at it, and Clemens gets out of it. Not quite unscathed run-wise. No runs, 2 hits. The Angels have left on 4. Bottom of the third here, California 2, Boston 1. So top of the lineup for the Red Sox, Barrett, Romero, and Boggs. Marty is 0 for 1. Finley opening 9, 47 pitches, 2 innings, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Popped up. Left side, Howell. As it for the out. 1 away. Eddie Romero is 0 for 1. Finley is not allowed to hit in 2 1/3. Ground ball to Joyner. Wally's got it to the bag. 2 out. For Wade Boggs, who walked his first time up. Again, this is game 37 for the Red Sox. And Boggs has drawn 34 walks. Finley has walked 3 today. Hadn't allowed a hit, but he's walked 3. In real life, he walked 82 and 194 1/3. And struck out 111. Got him. So Boggs, a rare strikeout. He chased an 0-2 cutter. And after 3 full here at Fenway, Angels 2, Red Sox nothing. So Walker, Weiniger, and Schofield to face Clemens here in the 4th. Chico struck out his first time up. Got him. That's 5 for Clemens. A 1-2 fastball check swing. Brings up Weiniger, who's 0 for 1. Weiniger would have a run with the Yankees, I think, in the mid-'80s. And, of course, he's probably best known from his time with the Twins. Ground ball to Barrett. Marty has it. Throws to Evans. And Weiniger is retired. Here's Schofield. Dick singled his first time up and drove in 1 of the 2 runs. Scored Chili Davis. 2 out here, top of the 4th. Angels 2-0. Schofield, ground ball to Marty. Almost in on the grass. Throws to first. Evans is there, and that will retire the side. So, Angels go in order, and after 3.5, it's 2-0 California. So here are the standings as we start play on this Friday, May 20th, 1988. The Yankees and the Brewers are tied for first, and Cleveland just a half game out. Tigers are 2 back. Toronto, even at 500, is 2.5, and the Red Sox are 5 back. That'll all change at some point. But as I have said all through this replay so far, that Eastern Division is jumbled. And that's anybody's ballgame. Minnesota and Kansas City tied in the American League West. Oakland 1 back. Seattle 3.5. In the National League, it's the Mets by a half game over the Pirates. And in the West, it really now is a 2-team race. And the Reds have a 1.5-game bulge over the Dodgers, but the Dodgers have 3 games in hand. You can see that Wade Boggs is hitting .390. Red Sox lead the American League in hitting at .282. And are 3rd in fielding at .983. The Angels are in dead last in the American League West at 14 and 26. So Dwight Evans at .289, 4 homers, 17 RBI. I told you that already because he walked his first time up. Finley starts the 4th. And there's the first hit of the ballgame for Boston as he punches that one in front of Johnny Ray. Wind now blowing out to dead center at 11. Evans not a threat to steal. Greenwell is 0 for 1. Lines out one to center. Walker is there, and does he get it? He does. So 1 out for Jim Ed. Rice is 0 for 1. Ground ball to Schofield. Might be 2. McLemore for 1. And Joyner for 2. And that is a 6-4-3 double play. After 4, no runs, a hit, and no errors. It's the Angels 2, the Red Sox nothing. So top of the lineup for the Angels, Downing, McLemore, and Joyner. Clemens opening 18, 76 pitches, 4 hits, or 4 innings, 5 hits, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. Downing is 0 for 2. Fly ball, left field, Greenwell, 1 out. So McLemore again has a chance to get a hitting streak to 13. Won't do it. Clemens, left side of the rubber, throws to first. And there are 2 outs for Wally Joyner, who was 1 for 2 with a double. Struck him out. 6 for Clemens, halfway home on a rainy day here in Burlington. And my goodness, it's going to pour and pour and pour. Angels 2, Red Sox nothing. Join us late. Doubleheader day on the channel. Angels and Red Sox first. Oakland and New York, the nightcap. Angels 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors. The Red Sox have 1 hit. Angels got both of their runs in the second. Chili Davis, an RBI single to score Johnny Ray to make it 1-0. Then Dickie Schofield scored to singled home Chili Davis to make it 2-0. Finley, a 1-hitter through 4. Chuck has walked 3 and struck out 3. Roger Clemens, a 5-hitter through 5, 2 runs, both earned. He's walked 1 and struck out 6. Todd Benzinger struck out his first time up. Ground ball left side, base hit. Schofield couldn't get there, and Ray will throw it in. Now I'll bring up Rick Cerrone. Cerrone at 275, no homers and 14 RBI. And walked his first time up. See that nothing there, and it kind of trips me up. Cerrone is who the Yankees went out and got to try to replace Thurman Munson after his unfortunate death. And although Cerrone was a decent catcher, you weren't going to replace Munson. And before that, Cerrone was with the Blue Jays. Benzinger on first. Gets away from Weiniger, and Todd's going to move up 90 on the wild pitch. So a 3-1 count to Cerrone. Red Sox were in transition, Gedman being their other catcher. And after holding out in 87, he kind of fell off a cliff. They would later go out and get Tony Pena, who was a good catcher. Cerrone laces this to right. Davis, does he get there? Yes. So 1 out for Brady Anderson, who struck out. Finley on the right end of a 2-0 ball game. Got him. 4 for Finley. A 1-2 fastball got him on the outside. And that'll bring up Marty Barrett, who was 0 for 2. So 18 batters deep for Finley, 84 pitches, 4 2/3, 2 hits, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. And Barrett Ground ball left side base hit. Benzinger will round third. Ray has a ramen noodle arm and will score. So it's now a 2-1 ball game, 2 out. Romero is 0 for 2. The Red Sox are on the board here in the 5th. They now have 3 hits. Ground ball to first. Joyner's got it. Takes it to the bag himself. And that will retire the side. Red Sox, however, get a run on 2 hits and no errors. We go to the 6th here at Fenway Park. Game 1 of our doubleheader. The Angels 2, the Red Sox 1. So Clemens to face 4, 5, and 6 for the Angels. Ray, Chili Davis, and Jack Howell. Johnny has singled and doubled and scored 1 of the 2 runs in the 2nd. Ground ball to third. Boggs, tremendous stop, throws to first, and has Ray. Boggs, probably this is the first time I've actually seen him rated right. He's made 10 great plays on the year already. When he came up, he was not a very good defensive third baseman. In fact, when he came up in '83, they played him at first an awful lot. But Boggs developed pretty good range and had a pretty good arm. I mean, Mike Schmidt, Brooks Robinson, he was not defensively, but he could certainly hold his own out there. Chili Davis 1 for 2. RBI single. Scored, stole a base, and struck out. 1 for 2. Struck him out again. Clemens is fan 7. Got him to chase an 0-2 fastball. So 2 out for Howell. Jack is walked and struck out. He's 0 for 1. Into right field, Benzinger goes back. Howell lays this one. Todd can't get there. It's a pretty big ballpark out there, and Howell is in the 2nd standing with his 13th double of the year. Remember, it's 380 out there to the alley in right center. Wind blowing out to center at 6, and it's a cool night now, 61 degrees in Boston. Chico Walker is 0 for 2. Clemens has fanned him twice. He is fan 7 overall. Ground ball to Romero. Eddie has it. Throws to first. And that'll do. We go to the bottom of the 6th. The Angels get a hit, leave a runner on. They still lead 2-1. So Boggs, Evans, and Greenwell. Wade, a walk and a strikeout. Ground ball to third. Howell's got it. He throws to first. Boggs not blessed with Herculean speed, but he is out on a bang-banger. It was a good effort and a good throw from Howell, 1 away. So Dewey has walked and singled in 1 for 1. And, we got a beach ball on the field. So you get a 22-minute delay on a beautiful night in Boston because some idiot threw a beach ball on the field. Don't know if they'll stick with Finley. His pitch count now is done, and Clemens probably can go to the 7th. So let's see what they do with Finley. Dewey, again, 1 for 1 with a walk. Finley stays in the game. Evans laces this to center. Walker moving over into right center. That ball's still rising, and Evans has tied this game with a home run. Goodness gracious, Buffy St. Marie. That ball was well struck. And it just kept rising and rising, and that's the 5th of the year from Dwight. And it's a 2-2 ball game, and the Angels are going to go with Brian Harvey, who was their closer. Let's show you the Evans home run again. I already told you a story from '89. regarding the Red Sox. I'll tell you another one now. Only game I ever went to at Fenway was in 1989. It was Old Timers Day, the first Saturday in May against the Rangers. First, let's tell you about Brian Harvey making his 6th appearance of the year. 25 years old, fastball at 92, and a ground ball plus pitcher. Only been available about a month. He last pitched 2 nights ago in that extra inning 14-13 slugfest against the Orioles. 2 1/3 for Brian, 35 pitches, 3 hits. A run it was earned and a strikeout. So overall for Harvey, 7 2/3, 9 hits, 4 runs, all earned, a homer and 2 strikeouts. He'll face Greenwell, who's 0 for 2. So one of the things that they don't show you on television, I mean, you'd see the beach balls every once in a while, is that out in those right field bleachers, outside of the amazingly large clouds of purple smoke. Yep, Jamie forgot about Harvey. He was a good pitcher. I'm surprised we're using him this early. Was the fact that it wasn't just beach balls they were playing with out there. Someone would bring a blow-up doll out there. And so you'd look over behind the bullpens in right field, and there's some chick being tossed around. Couldn't show that on TV. Greenwell sends this one into right center. Walker moving over. This will stay in the yard. He'll make the catch, 2 out. So Rice is 0 for 2. He has grounded into a double play. Of course he has. 2-2 the score. The Red Sox have tied this in the 6th. Ground ball past Schofield in the left for a base hit. Rice has my speed. He's not stealing anything. 5th hit for the Red Sox. Here's Benzinger. Tied 1 for 2. A run scored and a strikeout. Struck him out. So Harvey gets out of it. The home run charge to Finley. 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors. We've played 6 here at the Fens. It's the Angels 2. How you doing, Mike in the truck? The Red Sox 2. And remember, we're playing 2, so A's and Yankees next. Weiniger, Schofield, and Downing. So the rare play that came up in this one, a disturbance in the stands for a beach ball, which looked suspiciously like something you'd get out of a Fredericks of Hollywood catalog from the era. Weiniger is 0 for 2. Ground ball to Barrett. Marty has it. Throws to Evans for the out. 1 away for Schofield, who's 1 for 2. Dick has singled and driven in a run. Ground ball foul, third base side. The count 1-2. Clemens won't be a complete game because of the delay. Chops this one down to Evans. Clemens running towards the bag at first. Dewey underhands it to him. Rogers there, and that will be the 2nd out. So Brian Downing is 0 for 3. Clemens did, by the way, get through the lineup 3 times. 111 pitches, 6 2/3, 6 hits. Both the runs are earned. He's walked 1 and struck out 7. So a good effort for Clemens after the rough 2nd inning. Pitch to Downing. And that is laced into left field. Back goes Greenwell. Goodbye. Home run. And just as I'm done with that, Downing hits a solo shot into the screen in left center. And so the Angels reclaim the lead 3-2 on Downing's 2nd home run of the year. Meatball over the plate, and Downing just drove it. The wind is out to center at 6. And a lot like Dewey's homer, in the 6th inning. That was just a line drive laser shot. Today, you'd probably pay about $200 for that seat. But not in 1988. McLemore looking to get his hitting streak up to 13 is 0 for 3. 2 out here in the 7th. Angels 3-2. Struck him out. Stretch time 3-2 Angels. It'll be Cerrone, Anderson, and Barrett to face Harvey now in the 7th. Harvey in line to win it. Clemens in line to lose it. Cerrone is 0 for 1 with a walk. Ground ball to Schofield with a diving stop almost on the grass. Long throw to first. And Cerrone is retired. So Schofield, a great play, and he's made his share. He's made 13 compared to 4 errors. So here's Brady Anderson. Brady is 0 for 2. Has struck out twice. And we'll start to put some of these starters in. Ellis Burks does have a pinch hit. Overall, hitting .313, 4 homers, and 16 RBI. Into right center, that's going to get past Davis. Burks a long turn around first. Tilly got it, and a good arm, and Ellis will hold with a single. 6 hit for the Red Sox. The Angels have 7. Marty Barrett 1 for 3 with an RBI. Harvey in relief of Chuck Finley, who was going along pretty well until some idiot threw a beach ball on the field. And then we had a 22-minute stoppage. Throw to first. Burks back. Red Sox are going to hit and run here. Ground ball third. Howell has it. And no play at second as Burks is just too fast. And Barrett is retired. Burks, the tying run, is on second. 2 out for Ed Romero, who is 0 for 3. However, pretty good chance that he can extend the inning. Up the middle, McLemore can't get there. Or can he? Yes, he cannot. Burks will round third. What the heck happened? That should have been in runs and will score. Just wait for the play to happen, Ron. Walker came in, let it drop, and Burks was just all the way around third, and the Red Sox have tied this ball game at 3. So the hit and run worked, although you really couldn't see it on the chalkboard. Walker does not have good range. He has a decent arm, but not good range, and Chico did the smart thing and made sure that it didn't get behind him. But instead gives up the tying run for Wade Boggs, who's 0 for 2, a walk and a strikeout. So Romero is on. 2 out here in the 7th. And it's perfect symmetry in the line score. Both teams 3 runs, 7 hits, and they've left on 5. Weiniger and Harvey have a word. Boggs down to first. Joyner waits for it, takes it to the bag, and that'll do it. So the Red Sox get another run. They've tied this one on 2 hits and no errors. They have left on 6, and after 7, it's the Angels and Red Sox tied at 3. So Burks is 7 and a 5 out there and left. Clemens Day is, Clemens says he has some left. Joyner, Ray, and Davis here in the 8th. And in comes Bob Stanley. Stanley, probably in the role he should have been in all along. 34 years old, fastball at 84. Only making his 3rd appearance. Of course, he was only available this week. He faced the A's twice. He went 2 days ago, went an inning, 11 pitches, and a walk. So 3 innings for Stanley, 2 hits, a run was earned, and a walk. If you need someone to eat innings, Stanley was your guy. But the Red Sox needed someone to close out ball games, and that wasn't Bob. Real life 6-4, 5 saves, a 3.19 ERA, 101 2/3, 90 hits, 6 homers, 29 walks, and 57 strikeouts. Joyner, Ray, and Davis to face him. And remember, the key to Stanley is he needs to keep the ball down. Kind of like that. Ground ball to Evans. Stanley over to the mound, or first bat. Evans flips it over. 1 out for Ray. Johnny is 2 for 3. He's got a single, a double, and scored in the 2nd. Angels got 2 in the 2nd, and a singleton in the 7th. And the Red Sox have singletons in the 5th, 6th, and 7th. Ground ball to Evans. Takes it to the bag himself, 2 out. So Stanley doing what he should be doing. 7 range, by the way, and a .905 fielding percentage. Chili Davis is 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out twice. Into right, Benzinger. Off the wall. So Todd played that one a little bit better, and Chili is in the 2nd with his his first double of the day. He has 8 now on the year. 8 hits for the Angels, 7 for the Red Sox. Here's Howell. Jack 1 for 2. Has a double, a walk, and a strikeout. Popped up. Cerrone doffs the mask. I think he's got room. He does, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit. Angels leave on a runner, and in the bottom of the 8th we go. It's California 3, the Red Sox 3. So Dewey, Greenwell, and Rice here in the bottom of the 8th. Harvey probably not much longer for this game. Evans hit a solo shot, I believe, in the 5th. That found the bleachers in center field. And also has a single. Right back to Harvey, over to Joyner. 1 out. So here's Mike Greenwell. He's 0 for 3. Base hit down the line and right. Davis has to go get it. Greenwell is going to go for 3. Davis has a good arm. Greenwell is motoring. That's a direct throw to Howell. Can he get there? Greenwell slides. He is in there with the 2nd triple of the year. So the winning or the go-ahead run is on 3rd with 1 out for Jim Rice. And I can't believe the Angels are going to keep Harvey in the ballgame. Rice is 1 for 3. He has grounded into a double play. Harvey stays. Rice in the left center. That should be deep enough to score Greenwell. Walker's got it. Greenwell will tag and score without a throw. And the Red Sox go up 4-3. 2 out for Benzinger, who is 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out twice. Left field, Ray will make the catch, and that'll do it. So, 1 run, 1 hit, and no errors. Lee Smith coming in to finish this one out. Red Sox 4, Angels 3. So Lee Arthur is 31. Fastball at 94. A ground ball plus pitcher. He has blown 2 saves. Oh, by the way, in 13 appearances. He is 4 for 6. In that department, he got the win against the A's the other day. A 9-out effort, 3 innings, 46 pitches, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Overall, 21 1/3 innings, 15 hits, 15 runs, 11 earned. He's given up 2 homers. He's walked 13 and struck out 21. So let's see what they do. It's Chico Walker, Butch Weiniger, and Dick Schofield. Not necessarily murderer's row here at the plate for the Angels. Chico is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Tony Armas, former Red Sox, will pinch hit. Tony is a .286 pinch hitter, .256 overall, 3 homers, and 9 RBI. Wind is down to 6 in center. Lee's pitch. Got him. A 1-2 fastball. Got him looking, 1 out for Weiniger, who's 0 for 3. From the wind, ground ball to Evans. To the bag himself, and it's last chance saloon for the Angels. Don't forget, A's and Yankees in a moment. Dick Schofield is 1 for 3, last chance saloon. Remember, the Angels 1 to tie and 2 to go ahead. RBI single, and he's 1 for 3. And where's Todd B? George Hendrick, as a pinch hitter, 182. Overall, 200 with an RBI. So it is a last chance saloon. The Red Sox 4, the Angels 3. Winds and fires to Smith. Ground ball to Marty Barrett. And how about that? The Red Sox are going to win a game I streamed. So the final here in game 1, 4-3 Red Sox. So 3 hours and 12 minutes. 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Red Sox. They leave on 6. 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors. The Angels have left on 6, and they fall to 14 and 27. Yeah, I don't get that very often. The Red Sox go to 16 and 21, and we'll make Dwight Evans our Digital Dice MVP. He went 2 for 3 with a homer. Poor Brian Harvey falls to 0 and 4. Chuck Finley was pitching well until the delay hit. 5 1/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned the homer by Evans. He walked 3 and struck out 4. Harvey falls to 0 and 4, 2 2/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned and a strikeout. Clemens, no decision. 7 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned. A home run, a walk, and 8 strikeouts. Bob Stanley gets the win, his first. He went an inning and allowed a hit, and Smith picks up his 5th save out of 7. He got the side and struck out a man. So you get to look at me in the new camera again as we set up for game 2. We won't do any games here because we're doing another American League game. But we go to Yankee Stadium down. This was a requested game. Midlife Crisis asked for it. Apparently, his high school did a field trip from Philadelphia to New York. And this is the game they went to on May 20th, 1988, which is kind of cool if you ask me. It's Tommy John on the mound for the Yankees. I think it's Bob Welch for the A's. So a good matchup. The Yankees tied for first, the A's a game out of first in their respective divisions. Now, thanks, Jeff. So here we go. Tommy John versus Bob Welch. Yeah, he'd asked for it, and I hadn't remembered. I said it so I could do it, and then I told the story in the first game of what I thought the Red Sox game was. So you get an unintentional doubleheader, and it turns out that the new camera came today, so or yesterday. So here we go. Yankees and the A's. As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 1988. Tonight, from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, it's the New York Yankees and the Oakland A's. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And it's always weird to see Ricky Henderson play against the Oakland A's. Bob Welch gets a start. Beautiful night here in New York, as well as it was in Boston, making his 10th start of the year. Tommy John making his 8th start of the year. He's 5-1, oh, by the way. Carney Lansford will lead off from the A's, sitting on an 11-game hitting streak. Let's tell you about Tommy John at 45. Yep, 78 Dodgers facing each other. That's right. Tommy is 45. Fastball at 81. Bugs Bunny would approve. That's right. Bob Welch was on the 78 Dodgers. Tommy making his 8th start of the year. He is 6th in ERA and 6th in wins. He has not faced the A's, however, and this offense is loaded. Against the Angels 6 days ago, 5-3 win, 6 innings, 91 pitches, 4 hits, 3 runs all earned. He gave up a homer. He walked 3 and struck out 2. He needs to keep the ball down. He is a ground ball plus pitcher. Carney Lansford leads off at third for the A's. Dave Parker will bat second and play left field. Jose Canseco will go third and right. Mark McGuire cleans up at first. Don Baylor, the DH, will bat fifth. Dave Henderson will go sixth and center. Glenn Hubbard at second will bat seventh. Ron Hassey behind the plate will go eighth. And Walt Weiss at short will bat ninth. Tommy John, 6 innings on a good day for the Yankees on the mound. Ricky Henderson, a 6 and a 4 and left as we set the Yankee defense for you. Claudio Washington, 5 and a 4 in center. Dave Winfield, a 7 and a 7 in right. And Mike Pagliarulo is a 5 at third. Bobby Meacham, a 3 at short. Willie Randolph is a 7 at second. Don Mattingly, a 10 at first. Joel Skinner, no relation to Seymour, a 5 and a 3 behind the plate. And TJ is a 7 on the mound with a .917 fielding percentage, but he can use the walker to knock down balls. Tommy John might have been 45, Dave says, but his arm was almost 15. Actually, yes, you're right. He had his surgery in 74. Good one. Circle gets a square. Lansford, who's got an 11-game hitting streak, hitting .311, 3 homers, and 20 RBI. To Randolph. Over to first, 1 out. So here's Dave Parker. Dave at .290, 5 homers, and 19 RBI. Is there anyone in baseball who had a better second act than Tommy John? I mean, he would go on to pitch another year. Of course, Jamie Moyer at this point is pitching in the majors, but I don't believe they were in the same league. And so you go with, 3 degrees of Kevin Bacon separation there. You got Tommy John, who was a rookie in 1963, and Moyer, who pitched well into the teens. Pitched to Parker. Laced foul, right side. Mattingly can't get there, and someone from Staten Island made the catch. Mike Morgan was a 6-decade pitcher. Wasn't he the one last year that I nearly killed? He had the no-hitter the first week of the season for the Diamondbacks, and he actually got injured after that game and missed 6 months after I threw him for 140 pitches. The 0-2 to Parker. Ground ball to Randolph. Willie throws to Mattingly, 2 out. I mean, that was crazy. Here's Canseco. Jose at .260, 6 homers and a 31 RBI. That's ripped down the line and left. Ricky's not going to get that one. Canseco has wheels. Pagliarulo should have had it. Canseco cruising into second with a 2-out double. His 11th of the year. And so here's McGuire at 336, 13 homers, and 36 RBI. Ground ball to third. Pagliarulo has it over to Mattingly, and no damage is done. Yankees versus late 80s A's hoping for a rain out. 65 and clear, Jamie. Half an inning in the books. No score. If it wasn't for the copyright police, I'd be playing Sentimental Lady right about now. Bob Welch, 32 years old. Fastball at 87. Making his 10th start of the year. 87 on the fastball in the Bronx. Well, that gets you, something on the Major Deegan. Welch, last pitch 6 days ago, he beat the Orioles 9-6. 5 1/3, 131 pitches. 8 hits, 5 runs, all earned. He got Christmas treat, 8 walks, and 5 strikeouts. 56 2/3, 66 hits, 42 runs, 36 earned. He's given up 2 home runs. He's walked 32 and struck out 31. So a far cry from what will be a magnificent year in 90 when he wins 27 games. Here's how the Yankees will line up. Ricky Henderson leads off in left. Willie Randolph at second will bat second. Don Mattingly at first goes third. Jack Clark cleans up as the DH. Claudell Washington will bat fifth and play center field. For all that speed they were supposed to have, they really weren't all that fast. Dave Winfield in right will bat sixth. Mike Pagliarulo at third will go seventh. Bobby Meacham at short will go eighth. Joel Skinner behind the plate batting ninth, and Welch can go the distance, 130 pitches. Oakland defensively, Dave Parker a 2 and a 4 in left. Dave Henderson a 7 and a 4 in center. Kinshenko, the best of the bunch, he's a 6 and a 9 out there in right. We're not bunting. Kearney Lansford a 4 at third. Walt Weiss an 8 at short. Glenn Hubbard a 6 in second. Mark McGuire a 7 at first. Hassey a 5 and a 4 behind the plate. Welch is a 7 with a .980 fielding percentage. Ricky at 317, a triple, and 9 RBI. Welch starts the ball game. Slow ground ball to third. Lansford's got it, not going to rush it. So even when he's not bunting, he has the speed to beat out an infield grounder. That was kind of an excuse me swing. And here's Willie Randolph, 256, no homers and 13 RBI. Henderson not going to go. Throw to first, and Ricky's back. He might go now. When I asked Mr. John about what he remembered from the game, he's out there in one of those bleachers in right center, and it was a school trip from his high school days in Philadelphia. Again, they throw over. The crowd doesn't like it, and Ricky's back. We'll go now. Ricky looking for his 30th steal of the year. Pitch home, and Ricky doesn't move. So Randolph swung on and missed. And a 1-strike count. And Ricky not going anywhere now. Base hit right field. Kinshenko has it. Willie digging for 2. And the throw to Weiss is not in time, and Randolph has a 6th double. So a good start for the Yankees. 2 on, nobody out for Don Mattingly. 295, 3 homers, and 28 RBI. So, Jamie, late 80s, you're getting ready for game of the week, and you turn on the TV, and it's Oakland and New York. 2 teams that are universally not loved outside of Oakland and New York. Ricky on third, Randolph on second, Mattingly at the plate. Base hit left center field. Ricky's going to score. Henderson picks it up. Randolph has average speed, and that will make it a 2-0 game because there's no throw home. So a 2-run single for Mattingly, who will now flood the mailboxes in Cooperstown about his Hall of Fame credentials. Here's Clark, 299. Jack has 7 homers and 28 RBI. Jamie says at the time he would have rooted for the A's. Probably me too. But yeah, it was really, really around 89 and 90 that they became insufferable. I don't think anyone outside of Cincinnati enjoyed that World Series more than I did. Pitch to Clark. Fly ball left field. Parker goes back. Dave makes the catch. And Mattingly, not fleet of foot, goes back to first. 1 out for Claudell Washington, 256, no homers, and 10 RBI. I mean, I can hear my inner 16-year-old going nuts if we get a World Series between the A's and the Mets. Struck him out. So 1 for Welch, an 0-2 curveball, got him to chase. 2 out for Winfield. And by the way, it is May 20th for Mr. May. Shall we look? In the month of May, not really. Hitting 294, 3 homers. 299, 6 homers, and 26 RBI. Into left center, Henderson is there, and Hendu makes the catch, and that'll do it. Yankees get 2, however, on the 2-run base hit by Don Mattingly. On 3, it's a no errors, and after 1, it's the Yankees 2, the A's nothing. Jose Canseco made them easy to hate. Like Reggie in the late 70s with the Yankees. I always love reading random quotes. There's one story, actually Jamie's interviewing me for an article for his journal, and he's asked me about a book. And it's about sports in the 70s is what I'm going to give the answer on. And there's a great story about Catfish Hunter getting on Reggie on opening day of 78 when his candy bar came out. And I forgot what Reggie did, but they ended up chucking the candy bars back at him. That was great. Don Baylor, 188, 4 homers and 9 RBI. Tommy John deals, ground ball to third. Pagliarulo's got it over to first for the out. There's no love lost between Catfish Hunter and Reggie Jackson. Dave Henderson is hitting 216. He hit 3 of 4, by the way, in 88. 5 homers and 18 RBI. TJ deals. Popped up. Skinner to the screen. I'm not sure if he's got room or not. Joel is there. He's got it. 2 out. Glenn Hubbard at 324. A home run and 11 RBI. 2 out here in the second. 2-0 New York. Hard ground ball to Mattingly. Don underhands it to TJ, and that's what Tommy John needs to do. And after 2, no runs, no hits, no errors. Yankees 2, A's nothing. So Pagliarulo, Meacham, and Skinner, 7, 8, 9 to face Welch. Pags at 210, 5 homers and 23 RBI. In the right, Canseco has it for the out. Here's Meacham. Bobby at 240. No homers and 5 RBI. Santana has the day off. To short, Weiss, who's a pretty good fielder in his own right, throws him out. So not a breath of wind now. It is very light, 63 degrees, a beautiful night here in New York. Joel Skinner at 212, no homers, and 3 RBI. Struck him out. Welch got him on a 2-2 fastball on the blackout side after 2. Excuse me. No runs, no hits, no errors. Yankees 2, A's nothing. So it'll be Hassey, Weiss, and Lansford. 8, 9, and 1 to face Tommy John. Hassey at 275, a home run and 4 RBI. Opposite way in the left. Henderson is there. 1 out. For Weiss, hitting 313, no homers and 12 RBI. Ground ball to Randolph. Makes a web gem of a play. Robs Weiss of a hit. Throws it to Mattingly for the 2nd out. And Willie, at 34 years old, still showing his excellent range he has as a second baseman. So the opening 9 for John, 2 2/3, 30 pitches, and a hit. And he's doing exactly what you want him to do. He's keeping the ball down. Corey Lansford, 11-game hitting streak, is 0 for 1. Ground ball left side, base hit past Meacham. There wasn't anything Bobby could do. So the second hit. So here's Dave Parker, who's 0 for 1. And a balk. We haven't had one of those in a couple streams. So Lansford takes second. Tommy John reminds the home plate umpire that he's older than him, and you shouldn't do that to your elders. A 1-ball count to Parker. Right back to Tommy John, throws to Mattingly for the out. So the A's get a hit, and that's it. They've left on 2, and after 2.5, it's the Yankees 2. The A's nothing. So again, it'll be Ricky's not going to bunt. Infield single for Ricky his first time up. Randolph and Mattingly to follow. Lansford and McGuire playing in. And Ricky draws the walk. Welch pretty nonplussed about that. Full count curveball was high and in. Randolph doubled and scored in the first. One of the 3 Yankee hits. And he punches that one into center field for a base hit. Henderson does not have a great arm, but Ricky's going to hold at second. First and second, nobody out. And here's Mattingly, who had a 2 RBI single in the first. Don is now driven in 30. Game 39 for the Yankees and game 40 for the A's. Left field, Parker, 1 out. It took a while for the computer to go, yeah. Jack Clark is 0 for 1. Popped up, left side, Weiss. And there's 2 out. So the Yankees put 2 on, and then they haven't moved. So here's Claudell Washington. Welch struck him out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Welch deals. Slow chopper to third. Lansford has options. He's going to go for McGuire at first. Claudell running, and he beat it out. I'm not sure that was the right play. I think they had a chance at Randolph on second. Claudell is older, but he can still run. And so the Yankees, with Winfield at the plate, who's 0 for 1, have the bases loaded and 2 out. And a 2-0 ball game. Pitch to Winfield. Base hit left field. Henderson's going to score. Randolph around third. Where's Parker going with it? Throws it in the infield, and it's 4-0 New York. So Winfield, a 2-run single, and it's 4-0 Yankees. And Welch's ERA is now 6.07. So here's Pagliarulo, who's 0 for 1. So even if the Yankees don't score any more this inning, they got 2 runs in. Hasse reminds Welch of that. Bob lines and fires. To third, the crowd doesn't like it. Lansford goes to Hubbard for the out. They get Winfield, and they'll do it. However, 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. We go to the fourth in game 2. It's the Yankees 4, the A's nothing. So Canseco, McGuire, and Baylor to face John here in the fourth. Canseco has a double. He's 1 for 1. Fly ball, left field. Henderson moving over. Ricky is there. 1 out. So here's McGuire. He's 0 for 1. And if you're wondering about Tommy John and strikeouts, he fanned 81 in 176 and a third. Overall, 16 and 46 and a third on the replay. Got him. 2-2 fastball kind of at 82. Got him looking. 2 out for Baylor, who's 0 for 1. Line drive to Randolph, and Tommy John is through 4. After 3.5, no runs, no hits, and no errors. A's have left on 2, and the Yankees lead at 4-0. Well, not much has changed on this screen. Again, the A's are a game behind Minnesota and Kansas City, which is the bigger surprise. And the Red Sox, with their win, are 4.5 back, but they'll probably slide to 5. The Yankees, by the way, are not in the top 3 in team batting, pitching, or fielding. The A's are hitting .277. And McGuire's .336 is 6th in the AL, leads the AL in homers, and is 3rd in RBI. So McGuire making a Triple Crown bid. Meacham, Skinner, and Henderson here in the 4th. Bob is 0 for 1. Up the middle, a base hit. So a single for Bobby Meacham. 7 hit for the Yankees. Skinner struck out his first time up. Throw to first. Meacham back. And now Bobby's going to go. Hassey's throw down to Hubbard, and Bobby has his 4th stolen base of the year. Out of 7. So the Yankees pushing the envelope, trying to produce some runs here. And a 1-strike count to Skinner. Popped up. Left side. Lansford. 1 out. Ricky has scored twice, walked, and singled. Welch opening 18, not so great. 72 pitches, 3 1/3, 7 hits, 4 runs, all earned. A walk and 2 strikeouts. Ricky, left side, foul territory. Lansford by the photographers. Well, no. Somebody from White Plains made that catch, and the count is 0-2. Struck him out. So that's 3 for Welch. Henderson chased an 0-2 off-speed pitch. 2 out for Randolph. Willie has scored twice. He has singled and doubled. He's 2 for 2. To Hubbard. Glenn's got it. Throws to first. That will retire the side. After 4. No runs, a hit, no errors. And it's the Yankees 4. The A's nothing. So Hendu, Hubbard, and Hassey here to face TJ in the 5th. David's 0 for 1. Thanks for hanging out today. Doubleheader day on a Wednesday. We got one more doubleheader for you. Not next week, but the week after, because we'll hit Memorial Day. Popped up. Right side. Mattingly. Nope. The Yonkers this time. Do I play the other games on the schedule? Yeah, no, I sim them. Anything that you don't see, Forrest, is quick simmed. Raining in Rochester. It was raining here. 40 degrees and rain. Great weather for the first week of March. Yep, no problem. Pitch to Hendu. Fly ball, left field. Ricky's there. Makes the catch. Makes a diving catch. How about that? Ricky, not the world's best left fielder. He really is a better center fielder. Slides and makes the catch. Going to rain in San Diego. I would feel sorry for you, but I'd be lying. Glenn Hubbard is up. He's 0 for 1. In the center field, Washington will get that on a hop. And Hubbard's on with a single. Only the 3rd hit for Oakland. Hassey is 0 for 1. Hubbard not a threat to steal. Could be two. Meacham made a bad play on it, and they're not going to get anybody. That really should have been a double play ball. And if it was Santana, it might have been a double play ball. But instead, Meacham just got a bad jump on it. It's an infield hit. And there's first and second for Walt Weiss, who is 0 for 1. Tommy John, at this point, not really capable of throwing more than 90 pitches. He's at 65. He needs a double play ball right now. Will he get it? No. Lined over Randolph's head. Winfield will cut it off in the alley. Hubbard will hold at third. And the tying run is Carney Lansford at the plate. So Hubbard on third. Hasse on second. Weiss on first. Carnage is 1 for 2 with a single. TJ, 67 pitches, 18 batters, 4 1/3 innings, 5 hits, and a strikeout. So the crowd here getting antsy. Skinner goes out to settle down his grandfather there on the mound. John's pitch, and he walks home a run. So Hubbard will score. Lansford, full count, fastball was below the knees, and there's one out for Parker, who is 0 for 2. So Lansford now, the tying run is on. This might do it. Randolph, Meacham for a 1, will throw to Mattingly, and TJ gets his double play. But the A's score a run. And halfway home on a rainy day here in Burlington, it is the Yankees 4, the A's 1. Well, if you joined us late, we did the Red Sox and the A's, or the Angels, to start, and the Red Sox won on a game that I streamed. Hoorah! So 4-1 New York here, halfway home. 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Yankees. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors for Oakland. Yankees got 2 in the first on a Don Mattingly single. Carney Lansford in the third. Now is a 12-game hitting streak. In the bottom of the inning, the Yankees made it 4-0 on a 2-run single by Dave Winfield. But just a moment ago, Carney Lansford drew a bases-loaded walk to make it 4-1. No beach balls or Fredericks of Hollywood models running around in right field here at Yankee Stadium. Like we did the first game, Tommy John, 5-hitter through 5. Maybe one more inning. He's allowed to run, a walk, and a strikeout. Bob Welch, 7-hitter through 4. 4 runs all earned, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. And if you're wondering, through 5 innings, Mattingly has made 7 putouts and an assist. So 8 ground balls. How you doing, John, from partly cloudy NorCal? So Tommy John has certainly used the ground ball to his effect here through 5 innings. Mattingly, again, that 2-run single in the first, 1 for 2, with 2 RBI. Ground ball to Hubbard. Glenn's got it, throws to McGuire, 1 out. Jack Clark is 0 for 2. And that's a base hit in the left field. Clark will reach, and Parker bobbles it out there. Does Clark take advantage? Yes, he does. So he's going to go to second as Dave Parker makes his 3rd error of the year out there. It bounced out of his glove after it hit the ground. So the first error for the A's has a runner in scoring position for Claudell Washington, who can't bunt. Clark has no speed, or very little speed. Claudell 1 for 2. He is singled and struck out. Base hit left field. Clark's going to round third. Parker's already made one boo-boo in the inning, but Clark will go and hold as the throw goes into third. So first and third, 9 hits now for the Yankees for Dave Winfield, who is 1 for 2. He has singled and driven in 2. Struck him out. A 1-2 fastball at the knees, and there's 2 out. For Welch, that's his 4th. Pagliarulo is 0 for 2. Line drive to right. Canseco has it, and that'll do it. The Yankees leave on 2. They've left on 6 overall. No runs, 2 hits, and an error. And after 5, it's the Yankees 4, Oakland 1. So Canseco, McGuire, and you can't get much higher. Oh, yeah, there's Don Baylor, too. Canseco 1 for 2, a double. Fly ball left field. Back goes Henderson. Way back there. It's 4-2. A home run into the seats in left field. His 7th of the year, right down the line. And now it's a 2-run lead. Ricky just kind of turned to watch that one go. So here's McGuire. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. John's pitch. Line drive to Randolph, 1 out. For Baylor, who's 0 for 2. John coming to brass tacks time. Struck him out. How about that? A full count fastball, 2 out. So here's Henderson. Last batter either way for Tommy John. Henderson's 0 for 2. And if TJ can get the win, he'll go to 6-1 on the year. In the right, Winfield in the alley. Dave will track it down, and that'll do it. So a good outing for Tommy John. That is a quality start. The solo homer from Jose Canseco is the only blemish in the inning. After 5.5, it's the Yankees 4, the A's 2. So Meacham, Skinner, and Henderson to face Welch, 8, 9, and 1. Bobby has a single and his 4th stolen base. Struck him out. That's 5 for Welch. Full count fastball got him. Here's Skinner. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Look over in the Yankees TV booth, and Mr. Rizzuto is starting to pack up his cannolis. Right back to Welch. Bob throws to first for the out. 2 away for Henderson. Ricky, 1 for 2. A single, a walk, a strikeout, and 2 runs scored. Welch, 27 batters, 5 2/3, 9 hits, 4 runs. I believe they're all earned. 5 strikeouts. Center field. Henderson moving over, and that'll do it. So we've played 6 here at Yankee Stadium. No runs, no hits, no errors. The home team 4, the visitors 2. So Tommy John's day is done. Do I want to go with that? Gonna go with Steve Shields. And if you don't remember Steve Shields, neither do I, but he was there May 1st. 30 years old, Steve. Fastball at 89, a ground ball pitcher. Faced the Angels a week ago. 2 innings and a 4-1 win. 26 pitches, 2 hits and a strikeout. 8 2/3, 10 hits. 4 runs all earned. A homer. He walked 6 and struck out 5. Now, you're wondering about how many ground balls that Mr. John induced over the course of 21 outs or 18 outs. 3, 4. Yeah, only 4 fly ball outs in the game out of 18. That's pretty good. DJ John was crushed when Tommy John left the Dodgers for the hated Yankees. Yep, I can imagine so. Remember John when he pitched for the Dodgers? Glenn Hubbard, by the way, 1 for 2 with a run scored. Tommy's still with us, by the way. Pitch to Hubbard. Base hit down the line and left. Ricky's going to have to go grab that one. Hubbard's going to get 2 with ease. Pagliarulo is not a good third baseman. And, well, maybe not, because Hubbard is not that fast going to second. The throw's going to be close, but Hubbard has a 6 double. So the A's had the tying run at the plate, and Ron Hassey, who was 1 for 2. Too early for Guante and Righetti. If you can't beat them, join them. Yep. Pitch to Hassey. Ground ball to first. Mattingly underhands it to Shields. Is there for the out, and there's 1 away. Hubbard on third. Hubbard's run just makes it 4-3. They aren't too concerned about that at the moment. 1 out for Weiss. Walt 1 for 2. I gotta be careful here because Shields is not in good form. Weiss has got a single. Weiss has a second single as that bounces in front of Winfield. And it's a 1-run game. Excuse me. So, Lansford at the plate now is a 12-game hitting streak, 1 for 2, an RBI and a walk. Steve Shields, not showing too much so far. He threw a lot of innings that year, too, 82 1/3. So the tying run is on, 1 out for Lansford. Carney went over in the Tony Armas trade with the Red Sox. Gets away from Skinner. They're going to throw down to get Weiss. Randolph can't get him. It's a wild pitch. For the tying run on second, 1 out. Carney Lansford pretty much got bounced out of Boston because Carney's a pretty good third baseman. And the Red Sox got a pretty good third baseman by the name of Wade Boggs. And so they shipped Carney to get some power and got Tony Armas out of the deal. But Carney was pretty good with the Red Sox. Speaking of Carney Lansford, that's a base hit, and this game's about to be tied. Henderson picks it up. Let's see if they send Weiss. Henderson throws it in the infield, and Weiss doesn't go. So the Yankees catch a break. Shields is pitching like Yarnell. And they're going to go with Neil Allen. So the Yankees make a change. Neil is 30. He's only been in town a week. Fastball at 86 and a fly ball plus pitcher. He has pitched once. That was against the Mariners in a 9-4 win, where he got the win. 3 1/3, 67 pitches, 2 hits. He's walked 3 and struck out 2. Fastball at 86 and a fly ball plus pitcher. He's 30 years old. Runners on the corners, a ground ball gets him out of it. Whether Dave Parker is going to cooperate is another story. He's already hit into 1 double play today. He's 0 for 3. There goes Lansford, and he'll concede the runner. So Carney has his 12th stolen base. And you're going to pitch to Parker because you're not going to want to face Canseco with the bases loaded. So advantage Oakland as the Yankees bullpen starts to cough up a hair ball. Pitch to Parker. Struck him out. Oh, was that big? Oh, ho, ho, was that big? A 2-2 fastball got him looking. Parker shakes his head going back to the dugout. Now you got Canseco, who parked one into left his last time up. He's doubled. Then there's 2 for 3. So Weiss the tying run on third. Lansford the go-ahead run on second. And Neil Allen trying to get out of the jam. He winds and fires into center field, left center field. That's a long run. Washington will make the catch and the A's squander it. Stretch time 4-3 New York. My goodness. So as it looked like the Yankees were going to crumble in this one, Neil Allen gets that big strikeout with 1 away. And then the fly ball to Claudel Washington. And they get 1, and that's it. So 3 runs, 9 hits, an error for Oakland. They've left on 6. The Yankees, 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors. And they have left on 6. Welch to start the 7th. Randolph is 2 for 3. Single, double, scored twice. Ground ball right side, base hit. And as I continue to enjoy the coffee that I had this morning, Randolph is 3 for 4. Here's Don Mattingly. He is 1 for 3 with 2 RBI. And he draws the walk, so we'll see how long the computer's leash is with Welch. 2 on, nobody out for Jack Clark, who is 1 for 3 with a single. We never got the answer to the temperature in San Diego. Alexa, what's the temperature in San Diego?
Good afternoon, Ron. Right now, in San Diego, California, it's 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Today, expect a high of 63 degrees.
Thank you. So, David's cool is the answer. Clark 1 for 3. Randolph on second. Mattingly on first. Walked him. So the bases are loaded now for Claudel Washington, and we'll see if we don't make a change here ourselves as Eric Plunk comes in. Welch's day is done. Bottom of the 7th, nobody out. 4-3, New York. So the matchup favors New York. Plunk, 17th appearance, throws it hard, 98 on the fastball, so they'll have to adjust after the soft tossing Bob Welch. Plunk faced the Red Sox 4 days ago. Inning in the third, 29 pitches, 2 hits and 2 strikeouts. 22 2/3, 21 hits, 10 runs, a home run. He walked 12 and struck out 29. So they're loaded, nobody out for Claudel Washington. 4-3 Yankees here, nobody out, bottom of the 7th. Pitch to Washington. Slow ground ball to McGuire. That'll get home a run. Weiss for 1. McGuire runs back to the bag, and they do turn it. So it's a 3-6-3 double play, but Randolph is going to score, and the Yankees go up 5-3. So Mattingly on third. Winfield at the plate. He is 1 for 3. He's driven in 2 himself. Left center, Henderson is there. Makes the catch. So that'll do it. Yankees get a run on a hit, no errors, and after 7, it's the Yankees 5, the A's 3. So McGuire, Baylor, and Dave Henderson to face Neil Allen. And now you wouldn't be afraid to do Guante or Dave Righetti if you need it. McGuire is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. And no. You are not pinch hitting for Mark McGuire. And he gets hit. Oh, McGuire got nailed in the shoulder on an 0-2. And that'll bring up Baylor, who is 0 for 3 with the strikeout. So Baylor is the tying run with nobody out here in the 8th. 5-3, Yankees lead. No, Doug Jennings is not going to hit. Well, actually, it does make sense. You want to pinch hit? You can pinch hit. Jennings, this is technically not a pinch hit appearance. 256, no homers, and 4 RBI. McGuire on first. Nobody out. Top of the 8th. Yankees 5-3. Might be 2. Slow ground ball to Meacham. Randolph for 1. Jennings will beat out the play as there was no throw. So it's 6-4 on the fielder's choice. 1 out for Dave Henderson. Dave is 0 for 3. Left center, Washington. That's a high fly ball, but playable. And there's 2 out. Cool night now in New York. Hardly any wind. 54 degrees. 2 out for Hubbard. Neil Allen doing yeoman's work. He's gone an inning and a third. In relief of Tommy John and Steve Shields. Clint Hubbard 2 for 3. A single, a double, and 2 runs scored. Hold on 1 second. I got to take care of some business. Before the wife runs off to work. We go to the bottom of the 8th. You're going to get the trouble screen. I'll be right back. It's 5-3 New York.
Yes, it's time to call a timeout.
Timeout time. All right, hurry up so I can.
Yes, I'm hurrying. You think I got this?
Yes.
Water. I know you need to pee.
Yes. Oops.
What?
All set.
Good? Oops.
Ah.
You want to see the wife? Yeah, there's the wife. It was a quick look.
Pretty much someone asked if that was a quickie. It wasn't. I feel better, though. She's off to work. Mike Pagliarulo steps in 0 for 3. You should have heard the game audio. You shouldn't have been able to hear us, though. If you heard us, I got to fix that. Pitch to Pags. There's a base hit in the left center field. Anderson's there. Can't get it. Pags has his 7th double of the year. And yep, I took up smoking at 52 years old. Got to start sometime, I suppose. Smoke him if you got him. Bob Beecham is 1 for 3. Single, a strikeout, and a stolen base. 5-3 Yankees. second half of our doubleheader, and they're going to walk Bob Beecham. Interesting decision for Skinner, who can bunt. Let's see, it's a righty, and so we're going to bunt Skinner. They're going to play for the bunt. We're going to oblige. Bunt is down. Hassey's got it over to Hubbard, and that will work. So the sacrifice works. 2-4. Pagliarulo on third. Meacham on second for Ricky Henderson. Ricky 1 for 3. A walk, a strikeout, and 2 runs scored. Yankees would love a couple here. And they're not only they're going to walk Henderson, which is the right move, but that'll do it for Eric Plunk. 2 intentional walks. And Rick Honeycutt will come in. Rick is 2-0, 14th appearance, a 1.13 ERA. Fastball at 85, fly ball pitcher. 34 years old. He faced the Red Sox 3 days ago, 1 inning and 2/3 and a 5-1 win. 36 pitches, 4 hits, a solo homer, and a strikeout. So overall for Honeycutt, 16 innings, 19 hits, 5 runs, 2 earned, 2 homers. He's walked 7 and struck out 15. Infield playing halfway. Bases are full of Yankees for Randolph, who has singled twice, doubled. He's 3 for 4. He has scored 3 of the 5 Yankee runs. I could see the walk to Meacham. I'm not seeing the logic to walk Henderson to face to face Willie. We'll see. Ground ball to McGuire. Mark goes to Weiss for 1. And the throw back to McGuire. They're going to turn it. So it's a 3-6-3 double play. They get 2 for the price of none. So it worked. They get the double play. The run does not score. We go to the top of the 9th here at Yankee Stadium, 5-3 New York. So Neil Allen's day is done. And Cecilia Guante will try to slam the door. Guante had 11 saves. All right, love you, darling. We'll see you tonight. 28 years old, fastball at 91, the fly ball plus pitcher. Has not had a save chance. He pitched on the 15th 5 days ago. 2 innings against the Angels, 30 pitches, a hit, and a strikeout. Righetti and Guante kind of shared the closing duties at some point. Guante, 16 innings, 12 hits, 7 runs, all earned, 3 homers. He's walked 13 and struck out 13. A's need 2 to tie, 3 to go ahead. Hassey, Weiss, and Lansford. Ron is 1 for 3. Randolph behind the bag, over to first. 1 out. And the Yankees winning, Jamie, pains me as much as it does you. Here's Weiss. Walter is 2 for 3. A single twice, driven in a run. Line drive to Randolph, and it's last chance saloon time for the A's. So the Yankees, for the moment, will be in first place by themselves. Unless something happens here. Carney Lansford 2 for 3. A single twice, driven in a run. Stolen his 12th base. And walked. Guante is throwing all the 4 pitches. Stan Javier will pinch hit. Javier, as a pinch hitter, is hitting 200. Overall, 344, no homers, and 13 RBI. Guante deals. Right center. Washington is there, and the Yankees will win this one by the score of 5-3. So a good ball game, 3 hours and 24 minutes. You're welcome, Jeff. 5 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the Yankees. 3 runs, 9 hits, an error for Oakland. The Yankees 22-17. The A's are 23-17. Yankees leave on 9. The A's leave on 7. Willie Randolph 3 for 5. Scores 3 times. And is your digital dice MVP. So, the rest of this Friday in baseball. And then we'll call it a stream. Seattle shuts out Baltimore 3-0. Mark Langston 7-1. Williamson 3-5. Solano was 5th save. Cincinnati beats the Cubs 5-3. Mario Soto 2-5. You're welcome, Dave. Sutcliffe 5-4. By the way, the Reds make 4 errors in that game. Franco picks up his 10th save. Boston beats California. You're welcome, John. 4-3. Bob Stanley gets the win. Yep, he even got a win for me. Brian Harvey falls to 0-4. Dwight Evans 2 for 3 is 5th. Atlanta gets their 8th win of the year. They beat the Pirates 4-3. Tom Glavine 2-5. Jeff Dunn 2-3. Bruce Sutter picks up his 3rd save. Toronto downs Milwaukee 6-5. Darrell Ward or Dwayne Ward 3-1. Chuck Krim, no relation to Mort, 1-2. Fred McGriff 1 for 1, his 8th of the year. Drives in 2. St. Louis beats Houston 6-5. Todd Worrell 1-6. Dave Smith, the Houston closer, blows it 2 for 3 or 2-3. Vince Coleman 2 for 4, 3 stolen bases. Jerry Royce, a 4-hitter, downs the Tigers 3-1. The White Sox pick up the win. Frank Tanana falls to 5-3. Gary Reedus 3 for 4 with the stolen base. Cleveland doubles up Kansas City, so Cleveland goes to a tied with the Yankees 4-2. John Farrell, a name Boston should know, goes to 4-2. Mark Gubicza falls to 3-4. Joe Carter 2 for 4, a triple and a double. San Diego Forest beats Philadelphia 7-3. Andy Hawkins 4-2. Padres pound out 16 hits. Glens Falls, New York's David Palmer falls to 1-4. John Kruk 3 for 4. Mets beat the Dodgers 7-6 in L.A. Roger McDowell 2-1. Jay Howell falls to 2-1. Darryl Strawberry 3 for 3, 2 RBI and 2 doubles or a double. And last but not least, Montreal 6-5 over the Giants. Andy McGaffigan 3-3. Don Robinson 0-1. Nelson Santiavenia, there's a name from the past, 2 for 4 is first and with a double. When we're with you Friday at noon Eastern, it will be the Mets and the Dodgers in prime time, at least for the game, noon Eastern. Dwight Gooden and Tim Belcher. And until then, we'll talk to you the next time. Thank you so much for hanging with us for the last hour 57. So long, everybody.